Bill Gates came to Nigeria to do some things.
Yes, were you there?
No, actually,
Okay.
I wasn't there. He
Okay.
came to where I was. It's of my project, which is Enlighten VR, which is actually a virtual reality world that tackles the educational barriers like flooding and all the rest. So it's like a VR classroom.
Yeah.
And why? I think it was somewhere else.
Yes.
So where he was, someone said something about me, and I was like, oh, I want to meet this lady. So he came all the way down to Microsoft to see me, and it was not like a crowded meeting. We had like a one-on-one conversation. I'm from Alimosho.
Yes.
Bill Gates, like, no
From Alimosho to the gate.
No.
Oh my God.
When I saw him, I was like, seriously, I could not speak. But I was like, oh, can you tell me what you do? I thank God I already had like my prototype and all, and I showed him, and then he gave me his insight. Like, oh, you could improve on this. This is actually good, and we actually chat like one-on-one.
Yay, we are back again on the Pioneer STEM Show, and guess what? You are also back with us. Thank you so much for keeping it to date with us right here on today's special series, Women in STEM. On this show, today our spotlight is on a young woman who is using her creativity and, of course, tech skills to affect her world. She has even met Bill Gates. You know, her name is, guess what? Titilayo Daniyan. She is a young lady who in the XR space is already making a name for herself. Thank you so much for coming on the Pioneer STEM Show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. I mean, when I read through your profile, which I'll be reading very soon to our audience, it was super, super duper impressive.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's read out your profile. Daniyan Titilayo is a woman in tech, a youth advocate, and alumna of Global Citizen Year, now tilting futures. Born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria, she is the founder of Enlighten VR, an innovative virtual reality solution that enhances educational experiences and promotes SDG 4, quality education. With expertise in 3D modeling, web development, XR development, and STEM education, she leverages technology for social good, bridging learning gaps and making education more accessible and engaging for all. Beyond her technological interests, Daniel is also a community leader for several organizations, including the Community Innovation Hub, Their World, SciGen, and many others, where she is dedicated to driving positive change through community engagement, collaboration, and advocacy. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, or will I say with a standing ovation, let us make welcome our young woman in STEM. Thank you so much. Did I leave anything behind? Because this is your profile. It looks like there is more.
That's summarizing.
All right, so thank you so much and well done. So when we return, we'll get more up close and personal with Titilayo Daniyan. Stay with us and learn. Welcome back to the Pioneer STEM Show, and like we promised, we have our guest already with us. Her name is Titilayo Daniyan. Did I pronounce it well?
You did.
Thank you again. I mean, your profile is so unbelievable. Of course, it's believable.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming. Could you tell us more about the your works?
Okay, so actually I work in different areas of tech, but most especially in the XR field and the game development field. I also do some web and app development, but I find my interest in XR, which is extended reality.
Absolutely, I was just going to tell them that XR is extended realities, and that's the world of VR, virtual reality, AR, and maybe there's one coming on mixed reality.
That's MR, combination of AR and VR.
Then what's metaverse?
It's all around the aspect of looking at it from an angle where you have something that is online. Because that's the VR interface, like the meta interface, where it's not physical, but it's just online. So you have to do a 3D interaction of like another different world entirely.
Whoa, look at the way you're flowing. Are you happy being a woman in STEM, and would you have preferred any other STEM field?
Honestly, I'm actually very, very grateful that I found myself in this department actually. And if I'm to like probably let me say probably architecture, I would have like if it was
STEM,
not, yeah, I mean
it's
just
STEM.
like
So you're just really STEM inclined, not fashion, not accounting.
nah.
Okay, that's interesting. So how did your previous educational qualifications get you into this field?
My secondary, I'm actually an high school graduate.
Okay.
And my high school education hasn't really been much of like much use yet. It's just my passion and interest that have actually taken me to this point that I am.
Also, so when you say high school, you haven't gone to tertiary institution?
No, not yet.
Whoa, and you are already doing things. Tell us a bit more about yourself, apart from even the works that you do.
Okay, my name is Daniyan,
Yeah,
as you all know. And currently I'm actually an intern administrator at the community innovation hub, where I currently volunteer my time and knowledge to train young teenagers about tech. So basically, I do mostly around the technical part. So for example, I train animation, modeling skills, web development, app development, even up to designing. So it's more like I learn this for like a particular period of time. I move to another one to like learn, because I believe learning is, you can't stop it.
Yes, you can't.
You just need to like keep updated with what is going on around the world. So basically, I'm just like still looking at uni yet.
Interesting. So how did you get to learn these things this fast?
Oh, actually, it wasn't actually like straightforward.
Okay.
I would say one thing that led me into like this whole thing was actually like a challenge. One of my senior school teachers challenged me, and that was because I went to public school, by the way. Okay. And you know, my public school is Marion Community Senior High School. And while I was there, we didn't have systems like computers and all. So when I wanted to learn computing, she said, "Oh, Titilayo, you don't have a system."
Whoa.
And it's like I felt pain because I lost my dad like the year I was born. Oh, so my mom is a single mother. Yeah. And while I was growing up, mom was always like, if you want to get something, put your mind into it. Yeah. So when she said, I was like, why do you think I can? I started writing code with like paper, so that kind of thing. Whoa. So even though I'm not into like programming, I don't really like programming like that. I want like the other aspect. So when she said that, I took it up on myself, and thankfully I was able to like meet one of my teacher, Miss Chilaka. She was my chemistry teacher then.
Big shout out.
And she was actually the one that introduced me to Community Innovation Hub, where I got my knowledge, and then I started giving back to the community.
So the community is possibly not far from where you stay.
Ooh, it's pretty far.
Whoa.
I actually my means of transportation when I started is actually by trekking, and sometimes I leave home by 7:15, and I make sure I get to the hub by something like 8:30.
So it's like how many minutes trek?
That's like 45 or 55. But like when the fuel thing came up like last year, I had to like buy a bicycle. So I ride bicycle to the hub.
See, if this story is not inspiring to you, I wonder what will be. Oh my goodness. And then you were taking bicycle to...
Yeah, I do. Even yesterday.
Thank God for safety. I mean, because I know we do not have good bicycle lanes.
No, we don't. Actually, I have to like take it. Like there's a particular bridge that's around that area. Yeah. It's pretty long, and it's my God.
Like third mainline bridge. You just keep. You're like, when will this end?
Well, I mean, I have a goal, and nothing can stop me.
Would you say you have achieved it, or you're still in the process?
I've achieved some. Yeah. And I'm really impressed with what I've achieved like so far. But I still have one thing I'm going after. Okay,
we'll get to know that later. So are you happy being a woman in STEM? Would you have preferred any other professions?
Actually, I'm very, very happy being a woman in STEM. Okay. Any other profession I can't think of right now. So no, just STEM is giving me joy.
Okay, so tell us about your proudest moment.
Okay, I'm just going to mention three.
Moments.
Yeah, I'm just going to mention three. One of my proudest moments was last year. Okay. So this is what happened. Bill Gates came to Nigeria to do some things.
Yes, were you there?
No, actually, I wasn't there. He came to where I was.
Whoa.
So that's the thing. That's the thing. I was in Microsoft. I was because of my project, which is Enlightened VR, which is actually a virtual reality world that tackles the educational barriers like flooding and all the rest. So it's like a VR classroom.
Yeah.
And why? I think it was somewhere else.
Yes.
So where it was, someone said something about me, and I was like, oh, I want to meet this lady. So he came all the way down to Microsoft to see me, and it was not like a crowded meeting. We had like a one-on-one conversation. I was
pictures rolling, right?
Yeah,
pictures rolling everyone. You can see.
It was. I felt it was actually feels unreal then, because I couldn't. I'm from Alimosho.
Yes.
Bill Gates, like no
from Alimosho to the gate.
No.
Oh my God.
When I saw him, I was seriously, I could not speak. But I was like, oh, can you tell me what you do? I thank God I already had like my prototype and all, and I showed him, and then he gave me his insight. Like, oh, you could improve about this. This is actually good, and we actually chat like one-on-one. And then because I had some mentors in Microsoft.
Autographs? Did you forget to take autographs?
Actually, he had security in the room because I mean the protocol and everything. Yeah. I had some mentors in Microsoft. Then Mr. Gaffa, Mr. Babatunde, Mr. Yemi, and all the rest. And I would say they actually
big shout out
trained me to even my mentors at the hub, Mr. Wale and the rest.
Whoa.
They actually they've groomed me over and over. That if you said it might something, I would not say Bill Gates was not actually like in my to-do list for that year.
Whoa.
It just came like boom.
Yeah.
And also during September period of that same last year, I got a free ticket to South Africa for a particular fellowship called the Tiltis Feature Fellowship.
Okay.
You mentioned, and then I was there for like 3 months, and I was actually apprenticing in one of the companies like Purpose Finder. It was like an educational place where I had to like teach students on tech. And just within 4 weeks, I was able to bargain the best technology tutor in South Africa, not even my mother's country, like not my father's land or anything. And then on getting back to Nigeria, Anthony Blinken came and I got a VIP invitation to come and meet him at American Corner. So I had to like do my preparation, and then so
she is a high school graduate. That's secondary school. She is a high school graduate. That's secondary school. Wow.
So
well done.
It's been like a lot of proud moment actually. And then I think recently there was this one that I did with my team, which is the NASA project.
Okay.
There is a NASA project currently going on.
Okay.
And Community Innovation Hub is actually was actually like a local center whereby different teams come together to create solutions about space and audio. So me and my team, we are a team of 4. We call ourselves GG Galactic, like game developers, and we are creating games that will help astronauts to actually feel like having games up there in space. And from the competition, we actually won. So my team came like the winner. So I mean, a lot of proud moment actually.
It's just the way we do these things that we do. Well, your story is very, very inspiring. So, do you ever see school anytime in the future?
Actually, yeah, I do. But I mean, there's been a lot of setback.
Okay.
And that's because I've been applying to like scholarship and fellowship. But recently,
you're aiming to do that. Outside the country?
To do that outside because I have like some reasons I would like to.
Very strategic. You are very strategic.
But I mean, some of them have been coming back. I'm expecting some results soon. Some of them already came back. I mean, I have what I'm going for, so nothing can stop me. Even rejection can't stop me.
Okay, so the associations that you have kept or joined or still in, how have they been instrumental, to elevating you?
Okay, my association have been a very good environment for me, starting from the hub. And that's because the Community Innovation Hub.
A big shout out to you. Look at your product.
So, I mean, at the hub, we have different people, different young people that does different things. We have the programmers, the game developers, the UI UX designers, and the rest. And I would say each and every one of them there have actually added 1 or 2 values to me. And then moving on to like global citizen Tiltis features. While I was in South Africa, I learned the ability to manage my time and also multitask, like many tasks. And I mean, over time, even the current one, which is the Commonwealth organization I'm in, SciGen, I would say they've been quite like an add-on to my ability and all. So I mean, even my friends, even up to my friends, we are a group of 4 people, 3 girls and 1 male. We call ourselves Our Life Matters, and that's because. So what we just do is like we always like challenge ourselves. they're not all programmers. I have founders, I have developers, I have designers within them. And I was like, okay, Titi, can you do this within 1 week? And then I'll give them back. So I mean, every individual around me, I've always like do something that would push me forward.
Yes.
And by the way, I mean, I'm very grateful for that kind of thing.
Okay, so we'll get to meet you more, and of course, you get to answer some of those questions that our viewers have listed for us to ask you. This is still the Pioneer STEM Show, and when we return, we'll still have our guests. We'll continue with our chit-chat sessions. Stay with us and learn. Welcome back to the Pioneer STEM Show, Women in STEM series, and thank you so much for keeping it locked down. I am sure if you have joined us previously, you've been blown away by this young woman in STEM, and I hope she has inspired you. So continue with our conversation, Ms. Titilayo. Wow, I'm still amazed at what you have accomplished. Let me ask you, how do you think, because you work, even though you're a high school student, right? You go to work, you do some works and gigs for people. So how do you think the workplace culture can encourage more women in STEM?
I would say exposure is actually one of like the main thing, and also the ability for these young women, these young females, to also research and have someone that will hold them by the hand,
mentorship,
and lead them into, because my mentors are actually like one of those people that won't leave me if I don't do something.
Yes.
They would even go as far as punishing me because I refuse to do something. So if these young females or young women can have a mentor that they can trust. I have mentors for different things. I have a mentor that is into game. I have a mentor that she does psychologists and all. Yeah. So like you can't actually put everything on just one person. You need to like have different, but not like very like crowded. No. Have people that would hold you by the hand and lead you to the right path, and also like expose. Like we need more applications for women. And we actually do have applications for women, just that the requirements are also sometimes outrageous. There are some applications I see and I'm like, oh, sure, we should be able to get this. But then they will tell you that, oh, if you don't have like international passports, and they won't give you like maybe a duration, you should be able to like get this. So those are like one thing that discourage all these young females, something like that. So I mean, that's like one thing. Okay,
and so for you, how do you balance your tech life and your normal life?
Oh.
Or is your normal life your tech life?
actually, I would say as at a year ago, my tech life was my normal life. Wow. But like recently, there's this new mentor I have, and she's always telling me something. She'll say, you need to take it slowly because I mean your life also matters. Yeah. So one way I balance it is to like designate time to eat. Yeah. So for example, I go to the hub for like maybe 9 to like 6, and when I come back for the hub, I make sure that anything I want to do outside is not related to tech. So I mean, I need to connect with family, I need to sit down with my mom to chat about what happened at home, and also I designate time to like what I do, not just do.
Okay, my next question was even going to be, and thank you so much for that. That was very brilliantly put together. I was going to ask you about your mentors, but you've explained that, and how they have, how they have helped you in your journey, I mean, strengthening your journey. Okay, so how do you pay it forward?
Volunteering. Volunteering, advocacy, and also the ability to train people. Okay, yes. So there was this thing we did, I think last year, with NITDA at the Community Innovation Hub, and we had to train about 300 teenagers for free. I and the team, we all, our mentors and everyone, we all came together as one to train. So as at then, we had just one hub. Yep. So we trained these teenagers for free on things like animation, modeling, web development, like any digital skills, and we were able to like achieve what we need. Because after that, we started getting feedback from these teenagers. They're like, oh, I did this, and it's the joy of mentors to see what their mentees or students are doing. That's right. So it's actually like a way for me to like give back to the community, just like volunteering and advocacy, like even for the SDGs, and just like a way to like train people and tell people that these things actually works for people.
Thank you so much. You know, it looks like now the teenagers, the young ones are having it so easy. Look at your journey. Look at how you had to either trek or take a bicycle and all of that. So thank you so much for paying it forward.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let me ask you, especially in your field, maybe XR or whichever field, what are the emerging trends that you see and which one excites you the most?
The one that excites me the most is actually using XR in the educational system.
You need to tell us about that project, please.
Yeah, and that's actually what I was doing.
Yes, you mentioned.
I didn't create the project just because I saw a problem. I created a project because it affected me during my time. So my school has this dam, like not far from the school. Whenever there's rain, Jesus Christ, whenever there is rain, students can't. So there was a day I already left the school. My friend, and while going, rain started. We felt, it's student life. We entered the rain, put our books inside a nylon and put it in the bag. But unfortunately, we are going to cross that dam to like our house.
Yeah.
So my friend jumped and she went. Nothing happened. I tried to like imitate her and I jumped and I slipped. So like the water carried me from the dam to like the next one. I struggled. You know the funny thing.
And you couldn't swim.
I mean,
even with the speed.
I don't know how to swim. And she went as far as calling for help. I mean, I think they found like the second day or the evening of that day. So one of the main reasons, the flood and everything. Whenever there's rain, if you have not lived at that time, don't bother leaving.
Don't bother.
And then we had like absentee students not coming to school because of many things.
Yeah.
So I just felt, why would I not just create a solution for that? So it's related like the Google Meet.
Yeah.
But Google Meet is 2D. Oh yeah. It's just flat. But my project is a 3D. It's like a classroom. So if you're in the classroom, even if you're like at home, you wouldn't feel like it's not gonna feel like you're at home. It feel like you're in the classroom because it's basically a classroom.
So there's gonna be
like so and actually I made it actually affordable because I myself I can't afford a VR headset. Yes. So what I do, I created a mobile app for it also.
Oh,
so awesome. That means if you you don't even need to like you can watch it from your phone. Yeah, you just watch it. You attend your classes from the phone. You can scroll to like look at who is beside you, just like in 3D form. And I integrated the voices and all. So that was like the project that got me to meet this influential figures.
Whoa.
So the emerging technology that makes me exciting the most is actually gonna be like XR in the educational field and also AR in the fashion field. That's like one of the things I'm looking out for.
You attended a government secondary school. What role do you think curriculum, educational curriculum, what role do you think they have played in encouraging more people in STEM? Or do you think there needs to be something
improved? Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, our curriculum needs to be improved. Okay.
Is it from primary, from secondary?
Catch them young, actually. So basically, the curriculum is being updated. Then definitely resources should be provided to like support the curious-minded.
Interesting. So, do you see yourself ending up in the XR space or doing something else like AI or something else?
Actually, I would say that it's like compound. It's like a compound kind of thing.
You are compound human being. Wow.
Because I saw like an article of integrating AI into XR. Okay. So it's like a compound kind of thing. So if I'm doing XR, if I'm looking at XR, I'll definitely bring AI inside. That's why I need people that probably have a friend that does AI. Right. So why don't we just collaborate together? That's just like one of like the interesting thing for me.
So your last words to young, inspiring girls and women who want to embrace this STEM field.
Be curious. Be curious. Don't let anyone steal your voice. That's your opinion. Say it. Just say it the way it should be. Keep learning. Be curious to learn new things. Have a determinating spirit and also be dedicated to whatever you put your mind to. That's it.
I can just be staring at you for like 5 minutes and not even say anything. Thank you so much for, you are such a bundle of talent. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. Also within a short time notice. Thank you so much. So viewers, you will agree with me that it's been such an insightful moment chatting with Titilayo Daniyan. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us and learn. Welcome back to the Pioneer STEM Show, and thank you for keeping it locked down. But if you are just joining us, you've missed out on a chit-chat session with a young woman in STEM, a high school graduate, but she is already doing remarkably so well considering her age. Her name is Titilayo Daniyan. A big shout out to you, all your mentors, and all the work that you do. This is the time where we draw the curtains, so keep being curious, stay positive, one step at a time, and let's ensure that we make a world of difference even as women in this field. Bye for now. See you same time next week.